Is Nicolas Cage the best Spider-Man? Well, Marvel needs to be careful because Amazon definitely managed to put Nicolas Cage character right out there with the very best. Personally, I think he is the better than Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. The real question is, how close is he to Tobey Maguire? To me, they're probably tied, but Nicolas Cage, Ben Reilly might actually be better. Why do I say this? Well, the big difference between a Spider-Man Noir and the other Spider-Man is that he is an adult and a mature person. It's even mentioned that he's close to retirement because of his age. While with the other Spider-Man, we only had to see them younger, even in high school. All that made Tom Holland version feel a bit childish in comparison, even though that was a part of the kid's lore. This Spider-Man is more serious, grittier, and darker. Even if Nicolas Cage is a bit eccentric, mostly because the script pushing him into that stance. He delivers a deeper, more serious performance than almost any other actor who has played Peter Parker. So in my opinion, he easily takes the number 2 spot among the best Spider-Man. Or maybe even the number 1, beating Tobey Maguire. Let me know in the comments what do you think. Nicolas Cage, Ben Reilly, the best Spider-Man or not? Draw your thoughts in the comments. Now let's look at some interesting facts. Do you know that the title is basically a legal issue? Because of right and legal stuff, they couldn't call the show Spider-Man Noir. So it just called Spider-Noir. That's also why inside the series he is not called a Spider-Man, he's just called a Spider. We also had other changes. You thought the villain was Electro because of the trailer. Let me tell you, it's not Electro. It's a character from the comics called Maguire. Just like we saw in the series, it's a completely different character from the comics because they just took inspiration from him and completely changed his lore into this frustrated actor, right? Another change is that they never called him Tombstone. They always called him Lonnie. So there you had another legal issue with the Spider-Man rights. But one of the coolest details is that Ben Reilly probably is Peter Parker. Remember that the series mentioned that he changed his name and never revealed his real one. So we can assume Ben Reilly is actually Peter Parker. Also, a lot of people are wondering if this is the same Spider-Man we saw in Across in the Spider-Verse. But apparently they had nothing to do with each other. The producer already confirmed it, since this Spider-Man major canon event was losing the woman he loved, Ruby. She's also the one who said the iconic responsibility line, whereas Into the Spider-Verse it was his uncle, Benjamin. So they are not connected at all. This Spider-Verse has nothing to do with this Spider-Noir. Let me know in the comments if you already knew about all these right issues that unfortunately always have between Spider-Man, Sony, Marvel, and now Amazon. Is so crazy. Still, they managed to make an excellent show. Answering the big question, I know the obvious answer is both. Watch the black and white and the color one. Honestly, I think watching it in color makes no sense. It seems some images and the color looks very artificial and washed up. Plus, why wouldn't you watch something with noir in the title in full color? It's ruining the point, you know? It's something strange. I understand Nicolas Cage's logic. He was the one who suggested releasing a color version because younger audiences are used to that format. True is, even someone, my age shouldn't be used to it. But the black and white version is just spectacular, incredible. Personally, I love the classic, so it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, black and white. And I wouldn't recommend watching it in color, to be honest. So let's talk about the good and the bad of this Spider-Man. It's definitely a series it wasn't expecting to turn out this way. The trailer didn't show much movie-style action, and the show is actually quite slow. It takes its time even though it had a massive budget. which you can definitely tell from the amazing setting and atmosphere. The big fight and you're waiting for, Spider-Man versus the villain in all-out battle, doesn't happen until the episode 4. If we talk about the downside, it's basically that they couldn't use the real comic book name or the full essence of this Spider-Man character, having to switch, to Maguire and everything I explained before. In that sense, that's the worst part of the show, because otherwise, it's brilliant. It gives it a perfect 10 out of 10. It's perfectly captured what you want from the Spider-Man. Like I said, it's a heavy detective noir story. Staying true to the genre. It's all about investigation, cops, and gangsters. Super cool. Super cool, guys. Nicolas Cage's performance is a bit theatrical and over the top, but it has this nonsense explained by how his spider power make him react. Those spider instincts, something like that. I don't know. It felt like watching the stage play, bringing out his theatrical background. He is still very agile. And it made you forget about those crazy, silly movies he sometimes does just for fun. Here, he is serious and fully committed. He completely steals the show. So, if the rumors are true and the series cost $400 million and 2 went to him, it was worth every penny. He's on screen 90% of the time, and he's amazing. I fell in love with this series. The CGI may not be completely polished in a few scenes, but it works well enough to transport you to that era. But again, don't expect a fast-paced, action-heavy movie. Remember, this is a TV format. It's a slow burn. It's focused on the character development, and honestly, that might bore some people. But truthfully, they did a great job. For me, it's an absolutely 10 out of 10. Nothing really comes to mind as a negative. So go enjoy the series if you haven't yet. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Who is your favorite Spider-Man? Do you think Cage beat Andrew Garfield? Andrew Garfield has a lot of fun, but to me, Cage completely outshined him. Plus, I feel Nicolas Cage is just better actor overall because of his massive experience. The guy is incredible. Andrew Garfield is great too. But, that's a conversation for another day. Don't forget to try if you haven't already. I had a lot of content. For example, The Boys, The Bill, Invincible is full content. So, see you in the next video. Bye bye.